Hello everybody, welcome to Natty's Home Cooking. Today we are making crispy chicken wrap with coleslaw. There are quite a few steps into making this, but it's great for parties, um, birthday parties, or football, anything like that. These are great little snacks to have. You will start off with about 3 cups of flour, 1 cup of powdered sugar, and a little bit of salt. And then I do use pepper flakes. So I use about maybe a teaspoon and a half of pepper flakes for the spice, and then black pepper and garlic powder. So you will add that in there too as well. So just give it a good mix. Mix it up really, really well. And then after you mix that up, I just want you to set it to the side. We don't need to add anything else to this because we're not going to add our chicken into this just yet. We're going to start our wet ingredients next. So here we're going to add 1 cup, and I think I add 2/3 cups of milk altogether. Yeah, not very much, about maybe even a half. So about 1.5 cups of milk. Then you're going to add garlic powder. I love garlic powder, so I use quite a bit. Pepper, I used a little bit too much there. More of the red pepper flakes I add in there. Then I'm going to use tapatio to give it that more of a spice, and a little bit of salt. And then we're going to add 2 eggs to this, and then we're going to mix this up really, really well. All right, and once you get that, we're going to add a little bit of sugar, the powdered sugar, not regular sugar, just powdered sugar, and mix it up really, really well. Then we're going to take our chicken fillets and we're going to slice them in halves and then cut them into strips, just like this. And then once you get those cut, I want you to add them into the wet ingredients, and we're going to just let it soak on the counter in that wet ingredients for about 30 minutes altogether. All right, and then once you get this all completed, we will just let them soak. Just mix it up really, really well. Kind of push them down in there in that wet ingredients, and just make sure that they're all covered up really good. And then you'll just push it to the side and leave it for about, like I said, I do 30 minutes just on the counter. I don't do anything else with that. So now we're going to start on our coleslaw. We're going to do chopstick carrots. I guess they're matchstick carrots. We're going to chop up some onions. And I'm sorry, I'm dealing with a little cold, so I sound stuffed up. And then chop up some cabbage and make it very, very fine. Alright guys, so once you get all the cabbage all cut up, we're going to go ahead and start on the sauce for the coleslaw. You're going to be using 2 cups of Miracle Whip or mayo. Then you're going to add in 2 cups of milk. I do also add in garlic powder, about 2 teaspoons. And then I also add pepper, about a teaspoon of pepper. And then I do add in a tablespoon of lemon juice, and then I do about 2 to 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar to this, and then I'll mix it up really, really well and stick it into the coleslaw mix. And don't forget to add your salt. I use about a teaspoon of salt to this. You don't want to do too much. And then once you get all that mixed up really, really well, you're going to pour it into the coleslaw mixture. And I do add carrot green stem flakes in here because I ended up starting to dehydrate my carrots that I grow into the garden. Instead of throwing the stems away, I actually started dehydrating them and using them in my salads and recipes. Sometimes we will feed some to our chickens, but I actually started saving some of that as well. So once you get all this mixed up really well, just go ahead and mix it in together. And then once you get all that mixed up together, go ahead and put your coleslaw in the refrigerator and let it sit until you're ready to serve, or until when the chicken is done cooking. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this all together and pour it into my coleslaw. And always test your coleslaw too to make sure that it tastes fine. You may need to add a little extra, a few things, maybe a little bit more sugar, or if you still don't have that flavor, maybe add a little bit more salt. Just don't overpower it with the salt, please. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get my oil going so that it's going to be ready for the chicken when we go to fry that. And now I'm going to go ahead and start making my sauce for the wrap. So I'm doing about 2 to 3 tablespoons of mayo to this, because I got, quite a few people I've got to make this recipe for, or this food for. And then do a couple of globs of ketchup and then just mix it up really, really well. And then you're also going to be adding in, of course, a little bit of garlic powder, and then you're going to add in about 2 teaspoons of pickle juice. And I do add my pepper flakes. I love red pepper flakes to almost anything I eat. I love spice. And just add that. And once you get all that mixed up in here, just mix it up really, really well. And then you'll set that in the refrigerator as well and let it sit until you're ready to prep your chicken wraps. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of pickle juice in here. Just a little bit, not too much. Like I said, I do about 2 teaspoons maybe at that, and just mix it up. This is a really good sauce for even French fries, just chicken strips, um, even putting on hamburgers. This is so good. You can even chop up some pickles and put it in there. But we just do it this way, and this is how we do it. And we add it to our wraps. So now that that's done, and the coleslaw's done, and they're sitting in the refrigerator, we will start to begin our chicken. Okay, so now that our chicken has it's been sitting for a while on the counter for about 30 minutes while we were prepping, now we can start adding it to the flour. And I just want you to add a few of them, not a whole lot. I'm just going to add a few handfuls here. Once I get the 2 handfuls of chicken in here, I'm going to set the other ones to the side, and I'm going to just mix these up really, really well. And I'm going to kind of just squish them together so they can get compacted with that flour mixture. And then once you get them coated pretty good, what I want you to do is take them back out, put them back into the wet ingredients, but shake it off before putting it over there. So just shake them off a little bit and then stick them over in the wet ingredients. So we're doing like a double dip. Okay. And once you get those coated twice, we're going to stick them in the fryer and let them cook. And then they'll be ready to go. Okay, here are the fries. Here are the chicken strips, and I'm just giving a little good taste to make sure it tastes okay. And they taste amazing. They are so good. So what we're gonna do is once we get all of them done, we're gonna set these to the side for right now. But yes, they taste great. All right, guys, so once you get all these vegetables all cut up, and when you get ready to get to the lettuce, there's a certain way I like to cut my lettuce. When I'm adding stuff like your wraps, I like to bunch up my lettuce really, really good and shred it. When people talk about, well, how do you shred? Well, this is how you do it. You just sit and just kind of shred at it. My husband didn't know how to do that until I showed him how to do it. But this is how I like to do my lettuce when adding to wraps or burritos or anything like that. So that's how you do it. All right, guys, so we're close to the end. This is how you do your preparation. You'll add the sauce that we made with the mayo and ketchup first. Then you're going to add in just a little bit of the chicken strips. You don't want to add too much or you're not going to be able to fold up this chicken or the wrap. So these are little small wraps, and then just add a little bit in there. Do your coleslaw next and just sprinkle it on top of there, just like so. Not too much. And then do a little bit of the tomatoes, and then you'll add in a little bit of the lettuce, and then we'll add in some cheese. And these are like I said, little great little finger foods to, for parties like Super Bowl, or if you're having a whole bunch of people over for a barbecue. These are great little snacks to have, and they turn out so good. Okay, and you'll just keep on going on through this. I've got to make about I think 12 of these, so for my family. So I'm getting those all prepared, and then I'll show you the outcome here in a second. All right, guys, so this is it. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you guys all have a wonderful night. Talk to you later.